another fun way to color with Copics is coloring on vellum. Now, I know I told you a bunch of different inks that you can use to color with vellum. For this, I'm using StazOn. And the only reason I'm using StazOn for this one is because I'm going to stamp on one side and color on the other side. StazOn does not work with coloring with Copics because the alcohol in the marker will start to break down the ink and you'll end up having streaks of your stamping ink all over your surface. So you definitely don't want to use the StazOn on a project that you're going to color right near the ink. But for this, it works perfectly because my Memento ink wouldn't dry properly on the vellum. So I wanted to make sure that I was using an ink that was going to dry. And I'm going to be coloring on the back side. Now, because vellum is a little bit of a non-porous surface, the inks will get a little bit streaky on it. So the blending is a little bit different. I'm going to do a little bit, it's going to be kind of like the feather technique for blending that I showed at the beginning. So I'm putting my darker one on the inside here, and then I'm going back over the lighter one. But you can see that how it starts to pick that up. So it just blends differently than on the front of the cardstock when you're actually just blending in or coloring in an image. But it looks really, really pretty. When we pull this over, you just get a very subtle effect with it. So it's just something a little bit different. And I'm doing a very simple image with just 2 colors. You could do something with more colors if you want. You don't have to keep it with just 2. This is just for simplicity's sake, really. And you don't have to be super, super careful with blending it because when you turn it over, the frostiness of the vellum is a little bit forgiving with it. Let's try it on that background that we embossed. So you can see the colors of the embossing powder underneath there, but just gives it a little bit of a different look, a little bit softer, a little bit more faded look, but just something different that you can play with your Copic markers.